This is the 2023 BMW 760. It is a huge departure from the last generation car, and honestly, I think that's for the better. It looks better, it's a bit bigger, and the tech will blow your mind. So in today's video, we're going to be going over things like the tech features, of course. We're going to talk about the practicality, how comfortable it is, going to drive it, and then for those of you who would like to see what it's like behind the wheel, we're doing a POV section as well. So with that said, before we get into it, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on that bell notification. As you can see below, I do lots of fun stuff on the channel, and if you're a car enthusiast, you won't want to miss out. With that said, let's get into the video.
The 2023 BMW 760i is not your typical car. This is a bold statement from BMW, a true game changer at that. Today we're test driving the 760i, which features a 4.4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 that delivers a jaw-dropping 536 horsepower and 553 foot-pounds of torque, mated to an 8-speed ZF automatic. It'll do 0 to 60 in just 4.1 seconds and has a top speed of 130 miles an hour. And thanks to a 48-volt mild hybrid system, the 760i is also incredibly efficient, getting 18 miles per gallon in the city and 26 miles per gallon on the highway, which is an impressive feat for a car this size. And with rear-wheel steering and fully adaptive air suspension at all four corners, this offers a smooth but surprisingly responsive driving experience, as you'll see later on in the video, that not only rivals its Mercedes and Audi competitors, but might possibly for the first time be a leader in the segment.
Getting into the inside of this, the first thing I want to point out is now we do have automatic doors in this generation. Definitely a very cool party trick that BMW's brought to the table from Rolls-Royce. All you have to do is just hold your foot on the brake to close the door, and there you go. Very cool, like it. Taking a look around the interior, this feels so different. It feels so much more special than the last generation. The last generation's interior, in my opinion, was pretty bland. It just wasn't, too creative. There was nothing signifying that it was the BMW. Now, there's a lot of customization that's been added to the BMW Driver's Information Center. It used to not really be something that you'd see much customization with, but just take a look at all the different things you could have displayed in the gauge cluster now, and it changes when you hit different modes. You can see here we have 5 different modes. If we go into sport mode, you can see that the screen has immediately changed. I mean, just take a look at how many different things we could display now, and it looks different in every mode. I like that BMW has kind of like caught up with Mercedes a little bit in that sense, where now you do have a bunch of different looks for the digital gauge cluster. I think one of the things to highlight is the massage programs are absolutely spectacular. I mean, just take a look at how many you have, and you really do feel them. They are strong. And down below, you do have wireless charging, a few cup holders. I mean, just take a look at the crystal gear lever. I mean, it's just cool. Another thing to highlight is the parking camera system. I mean, I'm seeing this now on a lot of cars, but this 3D view is definitely very cool and well appreciated when you have a car that's as big as this. I mean, just take a look at how clear it is, the level of detail. Another cool thing is you can control all the doors from the screen, and I've just opened every door in the car, which is pretty cool. Definitely a neat party trick to have. I don't know if I'd have a practical use for that, but it's definitely cool for bragging rights. The merino leather in this car is just so soft to the touch. You really do feel the difference in the quality with this leather. I mean, Nappa leather's nice, but this just has such a different feel to it. Here we are in the back seat of another tester car. So this one actually has the executive rear seat package, and now I'm going to demonstrate all the features that this has back here, because this one has the cool screen. You can control the screen opening and closing from here. You can control all your blind settings in the vehicle, and most importantly, your seat settings. You can recline them, turn on your massage. You could set how warm you want it back here, your seat heating, seat cooling. I mean, it has heated armrests. What more could you want? truly is very impressive. And the screen is definitely the coolest party trick that this car has. There is just no other car on the market that has this feature right now, and it truly sets the new 7 Series apart. I mean, it is touchscreen, it's 8K. You could, you have an HDMI input, so technically you could game on this, you know, if you have a driver, or you could watch movies, whatever you'd like. Very, very impressive. As I start driving this car, the first thing that hits me is just how large it is. It feels like I'm the captain of a luxury yacht. I mean, it is huge, and it doesn't shrink around you as you gain speed. You know, certain cars, you know, they're bigger cars, but you know, you get up to speed and they kind of just shrink around you. Like my S-Class Coupe is a very large and heavy car, but as I get up to speed, it kind of shrinks around me. This makes it clear that it is a big car all times you're driving it. As you can see, looking around the cabin, my camera gear, it really is a beautiful interior. They've really knocked it out of the park this generation. And it's just so effortless to drive. It makes you just have no cares in the world. And that's what a luxury car driving experience, a true luxury car driving experience, is supposed to do. Absolutely no bumps are getting transferred into the cabin. It is dead quiet. You can see we're going a decent pace. We're going about 35 miles an hour, windy road. I have not been disturbed in my seat at all. It keeps me upright. No excessive body lean. Really is nice. Get a little acceleration in. It's healthy, but it's not dramatic. It doesn't, you know, rip you back in your seat and lift the nose up. It's very smooth. It's all about thrust. And with a big luxury car like this, that's exactly what I expect from it. But it is pretty cool. I mean, approaching turns like this with that rear wheel steering, there really is not much lean in this car at all. It's very impressive how agile it feels and how graceful it goes through the corners. We'll switch it over into sport mode. Car has livened up a bit. We do have some slight burbles in the exhaust. Yeah, we do. Wow. Shifts are definitely nice and responsive. Definitely happy with that. And the steering radius of this is just so impressive. Now, although I have said it's not quick, it might feel significantly faster after the break-in period. It does have a restriction up to 200 miles, and then it allows you to completely rev the engine out. So it does say reduced power, so that's one thing I would like to point out so you all don't roast me in the comments. I mean, just take a look at this. Even corners like this, this car is just taking it so effortlessly. So let's get down to my verdict on the 7 Series. Should you buy it or should you not buy it? Well, that kind of is an interesting question. I would say this is a car that I would lease. I would not buy it simply because of the horrid depreciation that these 7 Series take. I mean, you could see some 2027 750s out there for like $50,000, $60,000. In 2.5 years, that means that car lost, I mean, just a ridiculous amount of money. So I would definitely recommend leasing one of these cars because at least your depreciation threshold is controlled within that. But from a standpoint of just objectively, how good is the car? I really love it. I really love it. I think BMW has knocked it out of the park this generation, and that's coming from a Mercedes fanboy. I have only driven Mercedes my entire life. I have an S-Class, and driving this has really, really impressed me. The level of the tech in here is just truly next level. The comfort, just the overall feel. I think that BMW has really knocked it out of the park with this generation, and there's just not that much to complain about. This is a car, if this car is for you if you're somebody who wants a completely numb driving experience. If you're somebody that wants a cocoon that wraps around them and just, you know, is effortless to drive, this is the car for you. If you're looking for a car that, you know, is luxurious but has a little bit of a sporty edge to it when you want it, this isn't that car. So don't misunderstand that, you know, oh, it's a BMW, so it must be sporty as well. It's not, and I really love that BMW hasn't made it sporty. They've focused on it just being a luxury cruiser. You know, a big kind of, you know, excuse the term, land yacht. This feels like a land yacht, and I'm happy to say that. I would say that this is probably as close as you get to a Rolls-Royce driving experience without the badge, because keep in mind, BMW makes Rolls-Royce. I feel like they have brought so much over from years of developing those cars into the 7 Series. I mean, for years, the Rolls-Royce brand has been taking, you know, the electronics from BMW, the chassis and all this stuff, but they didn't really, you know, bring much back into the BMW brand from Rolls-Royce. I mean, this generation, we have the automatic doors, we have the super soft, supple seats. The 7 Series is much bigger, almost mirrors, say, a Phantom. But we'll leave you to connect those dots. It just, you know, it checks all the boxes. It drives super smooth. It's comfortable. It's got the best tech on the market in it. I mean, there's just not much bad to say about this car. I think I'll leave off by saying, you know, if you're still on the fence about maybe potentially getting an S-Class over the 7 Series, well, I'm going to leave that to its own video. If you'd like to see that comparison happen, be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below, letting me know that's actually something you'd be interested in. That's all for today's video. I hope that helped in making your purchase decision. If you haven't done so yet, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on the bell notification. I'm trying to reach 50,000 subscribers by the end of 2023, and I need all of your help to do that. With that said, I want to say a special thanks to my partners down at BMW of Greenwich for making today's video possible. They're an awesome, super helpful, friendly group of people, and if you're in the area, be sure to check them out. They have lots of new vehicles in inventory, which has been kind of rare these days. So with that said, I'm going to leave their contact information in the description below so that you could do so. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next video.